gotta treat it like a hobby. I ain't saying your shit sounds.
I know you won't believe me, but the cure to boredom is just making stuff. I promise it's worth it to hear me out on this. If mindlessly consuming your favorite content just isn't working anymore, playing your favorite games, talking to your favorite people, if nothing else helps you crawl out of the dopamine hole, all I'm saying is that maybe, just maybe, creating something with that pent-up ball of energy in there might be worth a shot at least. It doesn't matter what it is, if it gets finished, or if it ever even becomes a complete idea. It doesn't matter if it's a video, a story, a song, a game, new recipe, new outfit, draw a pumpkin, paint a horse, I don't care. But whatever it is, just make something. I'll never forget the day that me and my brother were at home. I was 11 and he was around 6. He was antsy and distressed from boredom. It was raining outside, so we couldn't do anything out there, and we didn't really have anything to do inside either. But what we did have was a bunch of crayons, some colored pencils, paper, clear tape, and a couple of those little brass paper fasteners. So we made little paper puppets of us and some of our other family members. And I know it doesn't sound like much, but that suddenly became the most fun I had ever had with my little brother. So if an 11-year-old version of me can do that, why can't we? Well, I'm on it right now, so it's your turn. Do something you've never done before today. Suck at it. Suck at it really, really bad. Realize it doesn't matter if you suck at it. Then start getting better a little bit faster. Feel a little bit more free. Realize that some stuff sucks on purpose. Realize everything you've ever seen that you thought was perfect definitely wasn't. It just got presented very, very well by people who made it seem that way. And never compare your not perfect stuff to their not perfect stuff, because you're not getting paid to make fake perfect stuff. You're here because you don't want to be bored anymore. So realize that humans quite literally were made for creation. Neuroplasticity only works in your favor if you're using your brain in new and unique ways. You literally get built different over time based on how much of it you spend thinking creatively. Use that to your advantage. You'd be surprised what you can do. What you can make. I promise. Realize that you can do the thing you want to do. You've just got to be bad at it first to get there. Realize the world is a better place and a better experience when there are more little pieces of you in it. So go make them. Figure out something you want to do, and then figure out the lowest barrier entry version of that thing that there is. There are places and spaces, online and in real life, that are designed to ease you into the creative endeavors you already want to take part in. If you want to learn music of any kind, the information is there. Video editing, it's there. Storytelling, it's there. Game development, it's there. And chances are that free tools exist for it all. You've just got to spend a little bit of time looking. But realize that if you ever want to become consistent with making the ideas that you think of just passively in your life, you've got to lower your expectations first. I know it seems counterintuitive, but just trust me. Please, trust me. Remember, sucking at something is the first step to being sorta good at something. The most effective and easiest way to improve at something that you want to do for yourself is to take the pressure off, full stop. Remember that the expectations are only in your head. You're not in a race, and there's no such thing as losing in this game unless you want there to be. You can't get fired from the activity you took up solely out of enjoyment, and your value as a person should never be tied to how good you think you are at it. The key to unlocking the freedom that you need is to realize that there are no locks in the first place. No doors or walls keeping you from the things you want to do. It's just a matter of if you want to do it or keep the invisible walls up. That's it. And you don't need to turn anything you enjoy into a side hustle just because. You don't need to introduce that outside pressure for any other reason than weird external forces. It'll only have you hating the thing you came to enjoy. I know this from experience. I tried to turn a newfound enjoyment of painting custom shoes into an Etsy shop. After getting one order, I self-destructed, quit, and haven't painted a pair since. Don't do that to yourself. There's no reason to make a thing you do for your own enrichment into a job. You're picking out a thing you want to do just because you want to, not because of any outside sources. If you have the right frame of mind, sometimes you'll even show up to do the work when you're tired or in a rush. You'll do it because just getting to do it is the reward. And the things you give that treatment, you're more likely to become really good at over time. It's just a matter of if you stick with it, because at that point, you're not doing it for any other reason than fun. You will have flipped the script from mindlessly consuming the content to making the content, from doom scrolling to planning your next project. And all it takes is deciding to not be bored. You don't need a guru to teach you how to be happy or to find your youth again. You need a routine that keeps you coming back to the drawing board, or the microphone, or the garden, the almost finished pumpkin and the half-painted horse. You need a mindset change. You need to make the decision to love yourself enough to give the world more of you instead of passively letting there be less. That starts with letting yourself become more familiar with your own thoughts, emotions, worldview, and creative tendencies. It starts with that first brushstroke, the first line in a song or poem, the first spark of something both familiar and unfamiliar, the feeling of having made something exist that wouldn't have without you. But that feeling is repressed if you're only focused on the outcomes, on how good or bad you are. You can't control any of that. You can control whether you do anything in the first place, even if it might be bad by some definition. What we've been vaguely talking about this whole time is how to deal with low and generate high internal motivation. I think it all starts with this, being told that you can. You can make that song, draw that pumpkin, or paint that horse. It's all about making the tools available. So if you have that pent up ball of energy in there somewhere, let it out soon. The world needs it. The world needs you. The world needs you to stop being bored. The cure to boredom is making stuff. The path to making stuff and getting better at making stuff is to get rid of the pressure keeping you from doing it in the first place. And please remember, the goal isn't to make the perfect thing. The goal is to show up and do the work. To sum it all up, if someone were to ask me what's the best way to get consistent with the art I want to make, 10 times out of 10, I think I would say,
yeah, you gotta treat it like a hobby. I ain't saying your shit sound sloppy. I'm just saying if you're trying to hit the top, gotta take the pressure off. I'ma do it, homie, watch me.